Section 1.1, Part 2. Phil and Ernie buy a used photocopier for $680 and sets up a copy service on their campus. For each hour that the copier runs, Phil and Ernie make $40. Writing an equation that expresses Phil and Ernie's profits or losses in terms of P, an output, in terms of the number of hours, T, the input, they would run the copier. Alright, so first things first, let's kind of look at this. Their initial investment before they've made any kind of copies is $680. That's my B, right? For every hour, that's $40. That's my slope. $40 per hour. Okay, so now T, so we're going to say 40T minus 680, because they're in the hole $680 because they bought a photocopier. So we're going to look at this, and they want us to look at the intercepts and sketch it on the graph. Scale the horizontal axis from 0 to 40 in increments 5. Scale the vertical from -1000 to 400. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to write this in the calculator first. So y equals 40x minus 680. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, double check it, 40t, which is x minus 680. Okay, good, that's in there. Now, go to window, and they wanted us for the x-axis, let's see what they wanted. 0 to 40 and scale it by 5. So 0, 40, scale by 5, and then let's go see what they wanted us to do for the y. -1000 to 400, scale it in hundreds. So, no, okay. -1000, enter 400, 100. Okay, now we're just going to hit graph. Okay, so we can see the x-axis here, or the x-intercept, and then there's the y-intercept, right? So that's what we should be seeing. Now, let's go to table. I'm just curious. Second table, or second graph. I want to do something real quick. We're $40 per hour, so let's go to the table setup, and let's change our changing by 40. Okay, and then let's go back and look. When our x is 0, we have the y-intercept. We know that's 680. And then when the y is 0, when the y is 0, we would have our x-intercept. And we can look and see right here between 16 and 20, something is happening because it's going from -40 to 120. So we know it's crossing over between that. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's look at it. So we scaled it. We can find this pretty easy, but we're going to also look at it in terms of well, let's show you how to do that. We know that the y-intercept's -680. Okay, so if I go second trace, and I want to find the 0, which is 2. Alright, now what you're wanting to do is you create a left bound and a right bound. So move your cursor. You want to encase it. Okay, in this instance, it would be below it. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. We're going to hit a left bound, and then we're going to move our arrow up above it. How far above it? It just needs to be above it. I normally like to put it so I can see a little bit of space. And if I hit enter, what I have given the calculator is between these two windows is where my y value's 0. I have my x-axis, my 0, right? And it says guess. I'm not guessing. I'm just going to hit enter. So it tells me at 17, that's my y-intercept, or x-intercept, I should say. X-intercept is when y equals 0. It's at 17. So we can find it on the computer, or on the calculator, I should say. Now, if you wanted to do this, so let's just do this. This would be 0, negative 680. And then t, which is the x, the input, it would be 17, 0, right? But if you wanted to do this by hand, then it's probably, so p equals 40t minus 680. So if I want the p-intercept, that's when t equals 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug 0 in for t. So 40 times 0 minus 680. So we have the p-intercept being negative 680, which is really the y. Okay. Now, let's slide this up. If I do this again, if I want the t-intercept, that's when p equals 0. If I substitute 0 there, that's 40t minus 680. And if I move my 680 to the other side, that'd be positive 680 equals 40t. And of course, if I just divide both sides by 40, I get a t-intercept of 17. Okay, so that would really be 17, 0. And then this would be 0, negative 680. So I've shown you how to do it by hand, but I've also shown you how to do it on the calculator. Okay, now I'm going to do, okay, what does the intercepts tell us? Okay, so for the t-intercept, that would be where we break even. Okay, so that would be C. The p-intercept would be the initial profit or loss at this point. Where did we begin, right? So that's really what they're wanting for this particular problem. Now, I want to do one more problem, and I only want to set it up because this is probably the one problem that gets asked more times than not as far as how to work it, because folks, 12.5 cents per mile, and they're talking about dollars per year. So what you have to do is, this is basically convert the cents, rewrite the cents as dollars, right? So that would, cents would be 0.125, right? That's a rate times D plus 5,000. Okay, so that's T equals. So I just wanted to set this problem up, and you can, based off the other videos, you ought to be able to do this one. Okay, so this concludes section 1.1 part 2 video.